Hi guys, welcome back. It's Bill's channel and I got something new and different. Everything comes from like the same basic ingredients, but this is I think kind of cool. So I'm always talking about leftovers, right? So when you have leftovers you're always like, what do? Please, you know, it really annoys me when people throw stuff out. So I actually had some leftover chicken breasts that I just cut into some little strips. Had some leftover Alfredo sauce. I'm like, gosh, you know, what am I going to do? So it's kind of a variation of things I've done before, but let's see if we can make it work. Make something, and I'm going to do something that everyone has seemed to have had positive review for, and that is using a one dish meal. So right here I've got a heated olive oil in a pan. I'm going to throw the chicken in. Get that little switch around. Just a little olive oil. I just want to get this started to heat through. And these are really basic chicken. I think there's just a little like pepper on when they were cooked, but they'll give out a nice flavor. Kind of like a little grilled chicken. Trying to tear them up too bad. Alright, got some nice heat going here. It's sizzling really well. That's a good sign. So I'm just going to I've got some chicken stock. Just want to kind of coat everything in here. I don't think it's going to take a whole lot. Call that a half. Wasn't sure exactly how much chicken I was going to have. And those were 3 small breasts. 2 medium size. Get this back to a roaring boil. I just want the stock to impart a little flavor into it. Really get that back to a nice simmer real quick. Add things very gradually because we don't want to slow things down. I'm going to put a splash for me is a 1/4 cup of some white wine here. Just something mild. Pinot Grigio work, whatever you have lying around. I want to let this, now we got a good boil. Okay. So, I've got here a little of my Italian seasoning. I'll put a little link to it. Just keep some in the fridge. It's just minced up in a little olive oil. Lasts quite a while. But it certainly tastes better than the store-bought stuff. Okay. I'm just going to let this reduce a little. Got a good rolling boil. I'm going to intensify all those wonderful flavors. And over here, I've got some boiling water. I'm just waiting for it to come to a full boil. This is doing really well, smelling really good. Got all that nice infusion from the Italian seasoning. So now what I'm going to do, in my boiling water, I'm gonna put some frozen, these are fresh raviolis, you know, you get in the refrigerator section. I just throw them in the freezer so they don't expire on me. Bring it back to life a little bit here. Basically, once they separate and start floating, just keep looking at them, watch them real good. I forget, you know, the instructions say like 3 minutes, but it really depends on whether they're frozen or not, how hard they're boiling. But I will tell you, if you overcook them, they're just going to fall apart. If you make your own fresh ones, more power to you. I love making fresh ravioli, but just don't ever seem to have time. Okay. This is doing really great. My chicken's cooking down, reducing. I'm really happy. The ravioli is just about there. Okay. Just gonna let that sit and kind of stay warm. I check this out. Oh yeah, we're definitely reducing here. This is good. This is a really good sign. One of the things I put in my Italian seasoning I love is a little crushed red pepper. You know, you got to give it a little sass. Now, all these beauties are done. So, I have a baking dish here. Just going to get them out. Oh yeah. They're so pretty. Trying to bring any water with them. So this isn't really fussy. This is pretty easy. And this pan is perfect. It's basically going to give me a single layer of ravioli, which is what my goal is. Turn the water up. I'm getting the sauna over there. So isn't that cool? Looks pretty good so far, right? So we're going to have this chicken. And now that this is really reduced, I got myself a fork here. I found these fire roasted red peppers already julienne, so I'm going to give them a try. I usually cut them up myself, which isn't a hard job. This is a 16-ounce jar. Let me turn this heat down. You took all the work out of it for me. I got nothing to do today. Trying to make sure, I drain them, but I want to make sure I don't take a whole lot of this juice with them. Get 90% of them, you're doing great. I'm just that guy. Gotta get it all approved. all. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I want to kind of just gently kind of fold it together. See what it looks like. Doesn't that look beautiful? Can you just smell it, right? There. Just want to get everything nice and toasty. Alright, what do we need to make this really good? I've got myself, because I just think the flavor with these roasted red peppers and the chicken, I just want a whole bunch of basil. So I just cut up some basil here real quick. Oh, yeah, fresh basil. I just planted some. My old basil had gotten too old, wasn't growing right anymore. If you notice that the ingredients are getting really dry, by all means you can always pour a little chicken stock in. That's why I always keep extra in my measuring cup. But I think this is going to be really good. Alright, so what I want to do now is make sure, yeah, let's just get these in here. I feel heat. So far so good, right? Everyone's thinking, I know what I want for dinner. Can't wait. No basil left behind. Alright, let's just make sure we got everything. Everything's good. So, like I said in the beginning, I had some leftover Alfredo sauce. So I got about a cup and a half. I think probably just about a cup's going to do it. I'll tell you in a second. Oh heck, I'm probably going to put all that on here because it just looks so good. So you just want to make sure there's a little liquid on the bottom. That's actually going to kind of flavor the ravioli. Can't resist. I love Alfredo sauce. Homemade. Never eat it from the jar. I never have my whole life, never plan to. Now that would look good enough, right? Like that looks like really perfect. But I need to cover it with mozzarella cheese. I'm going to kind of put a little tent over it. Basically I just want a nice little layer. Just about half a bag mozzarella cheese. So here we have, and so one of the reasons I wanted to do this was because actually a friend of mine from high school who is a chef keeps saying, you know, people have busy schedules, so, you know, how do you do something kind of ahead of time? Because, you know, as a chef and working in a restaurant, he's like, you know, everything is done spontaneous, last minute. He's like a short order cook at home with his kids and his wife, you know, cooking stuff. And so I'm always trying to do things that you can kind of do up ahead of time. And the kids would love this. You know, you got the ravioli. And by the way, that's spinach and ricotta and ravioli. You can use anything you want. You use lobster ravioli if you want, I don't care. Any ravioli is good ravioli. But that chicken and the roasted red peppers and all that basil, you really need to just you know, clobber with a half a cup of basil. And so now we can either throw it in an oven. You know, with this kind of stuff, I don't want it bubbling all over the place. I'm probably going to go for a 325-degree oven and literally, you know, get the cheese melted. Now this is still warm, so if I put it in, it'll probably take 20 minutes just to get that cheese melted and everything. But if I let it cool, refrigerate it, you're probably going to need that half hour, 35 minutes, maybe 40. Just keep checking, making sure that cheese is all melted and it's all nice and bubbly. And you've got a really quick and easy dinner. You know, this is one of the reasons I love these kind of baking dishes, because you got some high side, you can put stuff in, you see everything contained really well. When you dish this up, you're going to have a really great meal. So, please, keep on watching, keep on making, subscribe, notification bell. And you know, I love comments, and I have been getting a lot of comments, which I really appreciate. But it's really funny because a lot of my friends who know me, you know, they're always commenting to me either in person, texting, or on Facebook. And I'm like, guys, all these comments are really great, but other people need to know about them. I can't remember them all. So make sure you put them on my YouTube channel, on my cooking channel, so I can, the whole world can see them. Anyway, like I said, I utilized some leftovers. Even if I didn't, everything's pretty quick to put together. You know, you can saute some chicken breasts. Like I always say, if you want to cook them faster, cut them in half. Alfredo sauce, that's 5 minutes to make. You know, get that done first, get that set aside. But whenever I have leftovers, I really try and figure out what can I do to make them better. And it's really funny about the roasted red peppers, because literally I was in the grocery store yesterday and the company had their jar goods. They make like jalapenos and banana peppers and all that kind of stuff, and it was BOGO. So I'm like, bing, that's going in. I'm going to figure out something I can do with it, because I knew I had all these things together. And honestly, you know, it's important to have a list when you go to the grocery store so you're not impulse buying. Don't go on an empty stomach. I hate to go when it's really crowded, because then I lose my mind. But if you just have a general idea of what you're trying to get at, you can walk out of the grocery store, and my grocery store always has BOGOs, and I'm always looking. And you know, it's kind of nice when you can shove things aside and, you know, use them. Don't buy stuff that you're never going to use or you don't want to use, or it's going to go to waste, because that's a waste. But you know, really try and be smart. And all I can say is I can't wait to throw this in the oven, cook it up, and have a nice meal out of this. So, like I said, please subscribe. Numbers are growing. Thank you, appreciate it. And I will see you next time with another great idea.